son of uncle from dad's side, daughter of aunt from mom's side. This is how we say cousin in Arabic. Yes, so there's actually no one word for cousin. We would have to explain the relation between the person or how that person is related to you. So if I want to say my cousin, I would have to say one, whether it's the daughter or son of someone. So ibn is son, daughter is bint, and then Khaal is uncle from mom's side, and am is uncle from dad's side, for example. So, I mean, it does sound ridiculous when we translate it, like son of uncle from dad's side. But in Arabic, there's actually a word for uncle from dad's side, which is am. Then there's a word for uncle from mom's side, which is khal. So it kind of makes it sound less ridiculous when we say it in Arabic. However, at the beginning, you may have a bit of trouble kind of explaining this concept. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through how to say the different types of, or the different ways to express the word cousin in Arabic. Yalla. First off, I want you guys to remember the word for son and daughter. So son is ibn, again, ibn. Daughter is bint. Bint. Bint also means girl, by the way. Bint also means girl. So ibn and bint. And essentially what we're going to be doing with these slightly complex sentences is saying things like son of uncle from dad's side, or son of aunt from mom's side, or daughter of. You're basically explaining the relation. It sounds a little more ridiculous in English because we're saying like there's only one word for uncle and aunt. It doesn't, we don't specify in English like who's the uncle, which side is the uncle from. But in Arabic we do. So it doesn't sound like too ridiculous because there's a specific word that means uncle from dad's side and uncle from mom's side. So I'm not saying uncle from dad's side literally. There's a word for that, you know? So, I mean, and I get that this is going to be difficult for learners at the beginning because this concept doesn't really exist in English. I'm not sure about other languages, but I know in English for sure, one uncle and aunt, that's it. Doesn't matter what side, just uncle and aunt. But we're going to break it down. We're going to do some doodling. I'm going to write things out or draw maybe, and we'll see how that goes. So let's take a look here. So first off, we have, so uncle. Okay, let's do a mini doodle here, and then aunt, we'll give her some hair, nice frizzy hair, and then basically we have dad's side, so dad over here, and then we have mom over here. These basically represent the sides. Okay, so if I say uncle from dad's side, in Arabic it is am. The word is am. Let's go back to blue. So I'm saying am. The 3 represents the ain, the letter ain, which is this letter. It looks like an inverted ain. This is the letter ain, makes the a sound. If you're unfamiliar with letters and numbers, there's a video on that. Check that out. I'll link it here somewhere. So am bil Arabi, am. Okay, am. Now, turning any noun in Arabic to feminine is actually very easy. You're just adding an a or a ending, which is represented by what's known as the ta marbuta in Arabic. So amma. Okay, I'm not really going on the lines, but this is again doodling. I'm not really, trying to make this look extra pretty. But hopefully it's clear for you guys. So amma or amme. Again, in the Levant, most of our nouns will end in an a sound, and adjectives as well, like ta'bane, na'sane, okay? But the main indication that a word is a feminine word is that it ends in this. This is called the ta marbuta, literally the tied up T. It is silent when it's on its own, but when there's possession involved, we pronounce it, okay? So on its own, amma or amme. I just added an a or a sound to this. Okay, now let's go with uncle from the mom's side. So we have Khaal. We're going to go on the line this time. Khaal. And basically, KH is a kh sound. And I'm extending, not just one A. Khaal. Khaal, not khal, khal. These are very important in Arabic, by the way. Extensions and stress, and because it can mean a totally different, it can have a totally different meaning if you're not pronouncing these words properly. Now I get it with the difficult word sounds like a or kha, but the extensions are something we could do, especially if you're a beginner and you haven't spoken Arabic before. Saying something like instead of this we could do. Right? But kha, I get it. Kha and difficult. Anyway, back to this. So, khal, we're looking at uncle from mom's side. To turn this to a feminine noun, khala or khale, just like amma, amme, khala, or khale. Tamam? Tamam, is that good? All good? Tamam? Khala or khale. So we have this down. All we really need to do is just memorize am and khal and how they relate. Okay, so am is from the dad side, khal is from the mom side. Turning them feminine, very easy. Amma, ammi. Okay, so this is kind of the first part of explaining this. Now, what we need to look at is adding possession. So if I want to say something like my uncle, in English, we just add my. In Arabic, similar thing, but we're adding a suffix. And a suffix is something that attaches to the end of a word. Okay, prefix, something that goes before. Suffix, something that comes after. وبالعربي, in Arabic, the E suffix, the E sound, some people can write this with a Y, whatever the case may be. E sound, or the Ya, it's in Arabic, it's a Ya, like this. This means my. My, not mine, my. So, ammi, my uncle. Khali, so adding E, this means my uncle from my mom's side. Okay? To say, now if you have a feminine noun like amma, again, we said that this is technically a T. The A or A sound is a T, but it's silent when it's on its own. However, when there's possession involved, we pronounce the T. So amma T, am T. So if I'm transliterating, I'm just doing T. Okay, amma T becomes am T. Khaaltee, khaala becomes khaalah-tee. So only difference is we're adding a T, and this is just because of this letter over here is technically a T. It's just again on its own. We don't pronounce it, but when there's attachments, specifically possession involved, if I want to say my car, the car of someone, anytime we have of to, we pronounce the T. Okay, so we know how to say my uncle from both sides. Ammi, khali. We know how to say aunt from both sides. Amti, okay, amti, khaltee. Okay, now all we have to do is just add the words ibn and bint. So we know ibn means son and daughter means, and bint means daughter, right? So all I'm doing is I'm saying, who did I hang out with? Who did I see? Is it son or daughter? Is it guy or girl? So ibn for the guy, bint for the girl. And then which, was it the uncle or the aunt, right? Who's the ibn related to? I know this sounds like right now like we're doing a math equation with the doodling and whatnot. So I get it if you guys are a little bit confused, but I'm gonna summarize this at the end. So stick with me. It's gonna be much easier. And then this is one of the things that just comes with practice and by association. So I want you guys to, if your dad has a brother, think of that person when you use the word am. And if your mom has a brother, think of that person when you say khaal. Similarly for amma and khala, okay? And that's going to help you kind of associate these words. You're going to be like, oh, this person is my am, and this person is my khaal. And you can just start associating, okay? So first step is saying ibn or bint, okay? Second step is identifying who, is it am or amma, is it masculine or feminine, aunt or uncle? And then which side? So if it's uncle from the dad side, am, and my uncle from that side, I'm saying ammi, ammi. So ibn ammi, son of uncle from my dad's side, okay, or son of the brother of my dad. Similarly, ibn khali, over here, we're saying khali, son of uncle, ibn Khaal, so uncle from mom's side, and then E suffix, the E suffix, my, okay? Similarly, ibn amti, ibn khaaltee, and then bint, if it's a girl, so bint ammi, bint khali, bint amti, bint khaaltee, etc. Okay? Now, so far so good? I know some of you are like, no man, this is definitely very confusing. I will never get this. So if that's the case, I mean, don't worry, you don't have to memorize this right away. It's just, this is something that if you hear people use, you will have an idea. Even if you don't know exactly like, oh, Khaal is from which side, you know that they mean cousin. If someone says ibn khaaltee, you're like, oh, that means cousin. Someone says bint ammi, like, yeah, that's also cousin. We don't technically really need to know, unless there's a story with that specific person, you need to like actually know who they are. Otherwise, yeah, just say, if you hear this and they say the person's name, khalas, you're set. Khalas is like, done, you're set. Okay? But that's pretty much it in a nutshell. We're not gonna go into too much detail. I mean, I think we have, but like we can do exercises and whatnot. So we'll leave that for, you know, the course. And for those that are brand new to Arabic, keep in mind there's a free mini course that goes through all the frequently asked questions about Arabic learning, like which kind of Arabic should you learn? If you learn one type of Arabic, will you be able to communicate with someone from a different country? All these questions that I get asked almost every day. So check that course out. It's out for a limited time and there's over 30 lessons. You can also get a preview of the full course, full beginner's course in there as well. So yeah, that's it for today. See you in the next video.